The NuSpecian product line of high-potency nutritional supplements empower your body to fight for you so you can enjoy your life full of energy, strength, and endurance.
Our mission at NuSpecian is to offer products to help purify and rebuild your body system so you can lead a better, longer life.
NuSpecian formulas are designed to comprehensively meet your body's nutritional needs. A tablespoon can replace many bottles of tablets filling your cabinets. NuSpecian raw plant-based ingredients are easily absorbed and used by your body. It's safe and effective nutrition that you can really feel. Each of our formulas is designed to support your body as a whole, allowing it to do the work it was designed to do.
My labs have shown that my body's gotten stronger, so I know NuSpecian works.
Maintain, improve, or rebuild your health with the help of NuSpecian.
Order now at NuSpecian.com.
Good morning and welcome to the NuSpecian Live. I am Jillian.
And I'm Aston. Good morning.
NuSpecian's mission is to help our clients live better and longer. NuSpecian invents and manufactures our own line of high-potency herbal formulas that support your body to be resilient against the toughest of health challenges. We're all on our own health journey, and a good health choice means something different for each of us. And that's why we're hosting this Q&A every Saturday at 10 a.m. so you can get the answers that will keep you moving towards your health goals. So thank you for joining us. If you are watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, that is great. Thank you for being here. But if you want to join us in the chat, you do need to come over to NuSpecian.com. It'll just take you a few seconds. Go to the browser on your phone, go to NuSpecian.com, go to live streams, and then click on the Q&A, and you'll be able to join us in the chat. That way we can hear from you during the show.
Yep. And this is all for you. If you don't have questions, then you have to listen to us ramble about things you may not be interested in.
Exactly. You can submit questions in advance on the NuSpecian app. So if you haven't downloaded our app yet for that and many other good reasons, please do. It's on both the Google Play and Apple App Store. I think we're recently doing an update on Google Play. So if you don't see it yet there now, I think the app just came down temporarily for us to update the privacy policy or something like that. But do download our app, and then there's right on the homepage, there's the form to submit a question in advance. If you can't join us when we answer your question, as long as you provided your email, we will send you the clip of your answer. In addition to that, just in general, we would like you to be on our list. This is a list that you give us permission to send you marketing information, and that could be through our email, which is primarily the way that we do it, sometimes text, and then maybe other means as well, like mailing. We'd love to mail you some things in snail mail. So however, whatever information you provide is the information you're giving us permission to reach you on. There'll be a form in the chat right now. Mary's posted it, and that will take you to where you can join our list.
And don't forget, well, you finished.
No, I actually was.
Okay, so don't forget 93.5 FM that you have heard us on for 15 straight years, literally 15 straight years. That station has been bought, and it's going to go away. We eventually will not be on that station, and the time may be coming up anytime now. So if you have friends and family who follow us on the radio, please ask them to download the NuSpecian app, and they can find us here on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m., and they can find us at minimum Monday school at 11 to 12 a.m. on Mondays. So, and then from time to time, we're going to have other live broadcasts from here at NuSpecian studios. So please tell your friends and family. I know a lot of you have referred a lot of people, and some of them may be following us on the radio. The radio is going to be gone.
Yes, we can't stress that enough.
No.
That if you depend on 93.5 FM to stay in touch with NuSpecian, you can no longer do that. And it's better to do it now than until the day you go to turn on your radio and you're hearing some other kind of programming. So join our list. additionally, we have some updates today. We're really excited. This week, Brooklyn finally reopened.
Wow. How many months?
I mean, when Jonathan first started having his health issue, he was out a lot. So we were closing. So I'd say since April.
Wow.
It wasn't consistently open.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Boy, you're
oh my gosh.
You're an orphan child, but you're back in style.
Yeah. So we've spent the last 2 months recruiting and hiring and training the Joshua, who's going to be covering Brooklyn and Elmont, and he'll be doing some community outreach. And so he's actually in Brooklyn this week. He reopened on Wednesday. He was open yesterday, and now we're open today. So those are the new Brooklyn business hours: Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from 11 to 7. And today we're doing a grand reopening event. So we are doing a friends and family event. We're inviting those of you who have been long neglected in Brooklyn to come out and replenish, meet Joshua. Me and Mary will be there. I'll be there with my children, our NuSpecians, and we're gonna just be loving to see all of you there. But because it's a friends and family event, the idea is for you to bring friends and family, people who you have been trying to explain new species to or get them to be healthier. Maybe they're open to chatting with me or Mary, or even Giovanni or Leonardo, one of my children. They could tell you the benefits of new species.
Right.
So we hope you come out today. That event is from 12 to 5. So the store will be open from 11 to 7 for purchasing, but the event itself will be from 12 to 5, and I will likely only be there until about 3.
But most importantly, do you have any freebies? Are you going
Oh,
to give
right.
away
So
anything? Why have a party? You don't have something to give away, right?
I really thought they were going to come just to see me, but
Oh,
okay.
right.
Sorry. So just in case you weren't coming to see me, I did get some new species mugs, pens, and tote bags to give away for free today. This is the mug. And I also purchased a whole bunch of snacks and refreshments for the gathering. So I know you were coming to see me, but that will just make it even better.
I didn't mean to burst her bubble. But at least you're gonna see Mary. Is gonna be there. Mary's here. She's listening, and you're gonna see Giovanni and Leonardo.
And you'll see Nova too, but she couldn't talk to you about new species yet.
Right, but she'll babble quite a bit.
She'll babble a bit, yes.
But when it comes to a lot of you know Gio, or know of you have known of Gio. You've seen the picture where he's bited into that tomato when he was a baby. So a lot of you have talked to me about that picture. He'll be there, and now he's almost as tall as I am. So if you don't want to go see Gio, you go see Gio. He'll be there.
All right.
Yeah.
So because Mary and I have to dart out of here to go to that event, we're going to end promptly at 10:30 today. So we're going to address our live questions first. And if we have time, we will get to pre-submitted questions. All right. So good morning, Doreen. Good morning, Tyrone. Good morning, Audra and June. Good morning, CW. Good morning, LT. And good morning, Richard. Thank you all for joining us in the chat. I'm going to just scroll up here and grab our first live question.
One quick note. So we have the survey out for the new species medical practice. Yes. And it's still out there. We have revised it, and they
might not even know about it yet, so you have to start over. Okay. What are you talking about?
What am I talking about?
Okay.
Tell us what we're talking about.
No, you say. You don't want to say?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. New Species is opening a medical practice.
Oh, come on. Everybody knows that. I thought.
If you're on our email list, you hopefully know. And did you mention it on the radio yet?
Yes, we did.
All right. Email list.
Today I'm going to drive it home a lot.
Great. And I think if we haven't sent it out in an app notification yet, we have to promote the medical practice on our app, and we'll send a notification.
YouTube.
It's on Facebook right now, but it'll go out on YouTube and social media of Instagram today. Kayla, I'm looking at Kayla. So we'll get it out on all the platforms. But in the meantime, if you are here, New Species is opening a medical practice. We do have a video online of the announcement about it, which you should watch. Aston tells a personal anecdote, and we tell some stories of clients who've inspired us over the years why this needs to be done. And there's a survey because we need to make a medical practice that actually will serve your needs. And we want it to be successful for you and for us. And so if you don't fill out that survey, we cannot guarantee that will happen. So the link, maybe can we link to the survey? Did you do? Okay, Mary linked to the survey. There it is. So click that link, and then it'll open a new browser in your phone. And if you're on a mobile, and then just come right back to the show so that you can rejoin us. Because once the show's over, that link will go away. All right.
So please take some time and fill out the survey. And again, you know me, friends and family, neighbors, coworkers, pass it to them and ask them to fill it out as well, because this is going to be our first medical practice, and many are first, many more to come. So we need to get this one right, and we need you, NuSpecians, to make sure we do. You have always supported us over the years and guide us over the years and give us your honest, true feedback over the years. We need it now, because this will be an extraordinary change that we're making at NuSpecian, and all for you to live better and longer.
Okay. So we have 18 minutes to answer a question from Audra about...
I will be brief.
Okay.
Okay.
From Audra about fibroids,
Mhm.
and from Richard about prostate.
Okay.
And then if you are able to finish up, we'll get to some pre-submitted questions.
Sure.
All right. So Audra says, sorry, let me just quickly say what Doreen said. She chatted, she's not on right now, but Doreen had chatted earlier saying, Asin, I just want to thank you and your team. I think your products are wonderful and they are working for me. A couple of months ago, I was hospitalized for high blood pressure again and also severe constipation. And so far, the products are helping me. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Excellent. And then Tyrone had chatted last night. Hey, Asin, I listen to you every day. Awesome.
Great. Keep listening, especially on this platform.
Right. Not on the radio.
93.5 going away. So,
all right. So Audra says, good morning. I have fibroids. I just had an extended cycle, 2 weeks long.
Mm-hmm.
I've purchased Queen Nanny and I've used this in the past. Should I be using anything else? Thanks.
So the Queen Annie is number one. And then I think the two other formulas you could add in would be the vitamin D, the vitamin A and D, and the mineral complex. Those will help to support your endocrine system. If you have fibroids, of course, you know you have a hormonal imbalance, needless to say. If you have ovarian cysts, if you have dense breasts, if you have thyroid nodules, you should get on my calendar to talk more about those other issues, because if you have those other issues, it means you have complications that you need to take care of right away, because those complications can lead to something dreadful, literally. So Queen Annie, mineral complex, vitamin D, but if you have any one of the following or all of the following, ovarian cysts, dense breasts, thyroid nodules, get on my calendar right away.
Okay. Audra, that is being put in the chat below by Mary. And then these episodes do stay archived on newspeciestv.com. So you can always go back and rewatch that part if you missed anything. I just want to double check that Audra is taking Queen Nanny in the way that you would recommend.
So 1 bottle daily. If your condition is really bad, I heard you mention that you may have extended cycle. If you do, you may need to take 2 bottles a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. But 1 bottle daily generally will get you there. But if you have the chronic menstrual that's extending into other days, then you may need to do 2 per day until your body has normalized itself. Then you can go back to 1.
Okay. What would be signs of it normalizing? And then even if she goes back to 1, what would indicate she could come off?
2 to 3 months of a normal cycle.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the product.
Yes.
And then,
while on NuSpecian, yes.
And then would she test it by lowering her dose and seeing what happens the next month?
So if she's continuing to have the extended number of days, normally a lady would have 3 to 5 days, 6, maybe for some ladies. But if you're having like 10, 15, 20 days, then you have a really big issue. So you need 2 bottles a day to get your hormonal imbalance corrected. The endocrine system is off. So your body just need more of the minerals that we have in those bottles to settle your endocrine system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any one main piece of diet advice you give folks with severe hormonal imbalances? Like something they could do that would be maybe drastic, but like she could do it for a short period of time just to help her body regulate faster?
Well, that's a great question. What all women should understand is that a lot of I'm not going to say what animals because I don't know, maybe most of them, if not all of them. But if you're eating animal flesh, a lot of the farming around the United States, I can't speak for other countries, but I know for the United States, a lot of the farming that's done with animals, including fish people, even the, the fish that you may not think of as a fish that's farm raised, they are fed hormones and other pharmaceuticals. And if you get those growth hormones and steroids that they're given to the animals, they're chemicals. So you eat the animal flesh, they're going to pass to you, and those chemicals will affect negatively your hormonal system. I believe that's one of the primary cause women have these menstrual irregularities, with whether it's dense breast fibroids, ovarian cysts, and thyroid nodules or thyroid issues. And keep in mind that any one of these organs could turn to cancer. The uterus with fibroids, the ovary, the breast glands, the thyroid, any of these, I've seen them turn to cancer. And about 30-40% of the clients who come to us, they're people with cancer. That's how bad it is. And I'm talking about women between 30 and 55. I'm not even talking about older women who are postmenopausal and don't necessarily have these issues, but they still get cancer. But very young women who have these issues are getting cancers.
And I would like to add, so your endocrine system is the body system of all your glands that produce hormones. And so there are many chemicals that are known as endocrine disruptors. So when these chemicals get into your body, they disrupt your endocrine system and create a lot of hormonal problems. This is particularly an issue for women because there are many products sold to women that we put directly on our skin that are laden with endocrine disrupting chemicals. And so if you just think about every morning you wake up, you have washed and conditioned your hair, you've put body wash on your body, you've shaved and maybe used some kind of product for that, then you dry off and you put on lotion, perfume, makeup, deodorant. I mean, I could go on and on. You have probably put hundreds of chemicals into your body in one morning session, and then you do this every single day for your whole life. And so I highly recommend that you switch out the products that you're using. I did create a blog post where I mentioned like the top non-toxic products that I have been using for over 15 years and have consistently served me well and are still non-toxic to this day. And if you could even just start switching out one thing at a time, that could also make a huge difference in your hormonal health. Okay, moving on to Richard. Richard says, good morning. I recently had my prostate removed. Is there anything to help with my recovery?
So, Richard, you have to get on my calendar because I need to know your PSA level. If your PSA is not, like 0.0, minimum 5, so let's say 0.05. If your PSA is not 0.05, you could have issues still with, even though you remove the prostate. So the bottom line is that your PSA is supposed to go to 0. It's supposed to be like 0.01, 0.01. That's what your PSA is supposed to do 6 to a year after you remove the prostate. So that's why we need to talk, because if your PSA is higher, then you could still have prostate cells in your body that are multiplying and keeping the PSA elevated. So we can help you to rebuild your body, rebuild your immune system, support your hormonal system. That's what caused the prostate issue in the first place. I assume it's prostate cancer. So you should always assume anyone who has had cancer, even if you're told that it's in remission, it's gone, blah, 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 always assume you have cancer, because the people who have come to us where the cancer regenerate or multiply, they were told by their doctors the cancer was gone, and then it regenerate, and then when the cancer is back, it's in the bone marrow, the liver, the lung, the brain, and pretty much it can be a death sentence for a lot of people, for most people. So I would rather just get on my calendar rather than tell you to take some formulas when your life is at risk. When it comes to cancer, we at NuSpecian, we take it extremely seriously.
I'll add 2 points to that. So number one is cancer is an environment. It just happened the tumor or the cancerous cells or nodules or whatever happened to show up in your prostate. But the environment that allowed it to grow is still there. And so just removing the cancer or the organ where the cancer was doesn't change the fact that that environment is still there, and the cancer can then grow somewhere else. And that's why it's important you get on Aston's calendar to talk about how to, when you say recovery, we're thinking how to get your body out of a cancerous environment. Additionally, when you say the word recovery, that might seem obvious to you, but that could mean a lot of things. For a lot of men who remove their prostate, recovery to them means their manhood. Recovery could mean just the incision site. Recovery could mean, how do I avoid infection? So it could mean a lot of things, and you would need to define that for Aston as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we have time for this last question. Oh, Audra, you said, how do I access your blogs? If you go to NuSpecian.com and just click on blog in the menu, you can see all of our articles. But then Kayla also found the blog post and she put the link here in the chat. Okay, let's get to our last question. We've got 8 minutes. So LT asks, regarding autism spectrum, how do we approach treatment for this spectrum disorder? Thank you in advance for your answer and help.
Oh, that's a huge question because it's one of the biggest issue that confuse all the doctors globally. You mentioned spectrum because there are different levels, of it, and there are different treatments, and there are different medical opinions, and that's why this is a very complicated question. So if you have a child or someone who has autism, you should just get all the labs and bring them to us, because it's also one of the most misdiagnosed health issue that the children have, that people have.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's because a lot of children have anxiety and other issues that could prevent them from growing normally, especially with their neurological system. And it really takes a very sophisticated doctor to properly diagnose it and treat it. And the biggest issue, though, is the treatment. A lot of children who undergo the treatment, they don't get really good results. And those children, a lot of them don't grow up to be very well functioning adults because of the loss of the neurological structure in their brains. Children are always growing rapidly, so the cells are always changing out very, very rapidly as well. So especially if it's a child, you're talking about between, I would say, the age of 2, 3, and 12, that this massive growth period for everything, up to puberty. These children need a lot of nutritional support for their brain and for their neurological system, for them to grow up healthy, to be functioning, productive, successful adults. So there's a lot to the question you ask. And I could sit here for the next several hours and not exhaust the subject. So the easiest way is to just get the labs. Any diagnosis doctors have made, a lot of those diagnoses probably won't even be done via labs or images. It's just going to be just talking to the child, and the doctors will draw a lot of conclusions. So if you have notes and the conclusions the doctors have drawn, and then the medication, if any, just get on my calendar with all of that so we could sit down and talk about it. Because ultimately, children that have these type of issue, whether it's depression, anxiety, autism, any of these issues, the parents, believe me, the parents are the best to take care of these children and understand what's going on with their child. You're going to go in and see a doctor for 5 or 10 minutes and that's it. No. You, the parents, are the best to take care of these children, and nutritionally and, behaviorally as well.
Right. Yeah. With a lot of genetic disorders, when they have many different side effects, behavioral or health, there's many ways to support the body with the side effects, even if you can't necessarily change the genetics of the person.
Right.
Yeah.
So the spectrum could stretch from Earth to the moon. And that continuum, the thing of that line from here to the moon and that continuum, a child, all the children could fall, on that continuum, and they need different support. They need different medication. And that's the issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to use the last 4 minutes to get back to the second question from Sharma last week, because I think we already spent the first portion of the show answering it. Her question was, my daughter has fibroids and a fibroid, and it's so big it's blocking her uterus. So I think all the stuff we said already at the start of the show is the answer that we can send to Sharma. But then, because it's so big it's blocking her uterus, is there anything additional you'd want to say about that in our last 3 minutes?
Yes. I would like to see the lab reports. I'd like to see the images as well. Because if your daughter is below 25 or below 30 and she's having such a very, very large fibroid, she may need medical intervention. I know you may not want to do it, but that sounds like a very abnormal growth. And if she is below 30, I've really encountered anything like what you just described, that the fibroid could be at least 8 centimeter. That's huge.
Right.
Especially in a young girl. I'm assuming that your daughter is, in that age bracket between 20 and 30.
Right. And that's another situation where even if there was a medical intervention where it would
That's
be
a whole nother universe.
where it would be removed.
That's why you need to talk to us, because removing it could mean infertility if she wants to have children. It could affect her because scar tissues could be left behind in the uterus and cause infertility. And if the fibroid is in the wall, if it's on the outside, if it's in the inside of the uterus, that's why I want to talk to you, because a lot of the conversation we will have about your daughter going to have to do with choosing the right doctor if you choose medical intervention, and making sure they do a good job if that's what it comes to. But yes, we would still try to shrink it first before we get to that point. But I just want to let you know that, if it's pushing against the uterus, the issue here is that if it stays stuck to the uterus, it could grow into the tissue. The two tissue could merge, they could fuse, and then your daughter would have a very, very serious complication.
Right.
And that's what happened with tissue. If you have two tissue, if you put your fingers like this, for 1 year, they will start growing together and not move it.
Oh.
They will stick together and grow together and start having blood vessels and tissue.
Okay.
So imagine you have tissues in your body that's, just stuck to one place and it's not moving. It's even more likely to get fused.
Right.
And when that happens, now the other organs are affected that are in the area.
Okay, so Sharma, please get on Aston's calendar right away. But what I was going to say was, even if there is a medical intervention that's like safe and could just remove it, there's still an environment that allowed that to grow. And that environment
Hormonal
needs,
imbalance.
yes, that needs to be corrected. And that is that in itself would be a separate kind of program with
that's
new species.
That's a really good point, because removing it won't solve the problem.
Right.
It's going to grow right back.
It'll solve the immediate problem.
Right,
yeah.
but it's going to grow right back. And when fibroids regrow, they regrow bigger, and you have more. You have like a farm of fibroids. When you remove one, and 10, 15 could grow in the one place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's why we need to talk to see what the situation really is, because everything I've just said is complete speculation regarding your daughter, because I don't know what the situation is. I haven't seen the labs or the images.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you all for submitting your questions today. I would normally go a bit over, but me and Mary are heading down to Brooklyn for the Friends and Family event. We'll be there until 3. The event goes until 5.
And
so
you
I
all
hope
can join her there.
yeah,
Join
so
them
please
there.
come and see us. We're looking forward to a wonderful day. The children will be there with us. It's going to be cool. All right. If you haven't filled out the survey yet about the medical center, do that. We are opening a medical practice. It is happening this fall, both this year. And so we want to know what you need, and we want to get it right first time around. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you next week.
Thank you all. Have a great weekend.